a day in May thanks to Chill Boys. Head over to our contest page each day in May for a chance to win a $30 gift card towards a new pair of boxers from Chill Boys. That's KFAN.com keyword contest to enter.
Thanks, Zacho. How's your morning show? Here we are. Ben Lieber's here. Hi, Ben.
Hey, guys.
How's
What's
life?
happening? Well, life is good. You know what I just realized? Do we have any of those wipes in here that Barrero keeps around?
The antibacterial ones?
Yeah,
I think so.
because these fancy new mics that we've had in the last several months, they have the fancy little pop screens on them.
Yeah,
These pop screens catch, mouth debris.
Pretty gross, right?
And it's the first time I ever actually looked at it. And it's gross, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, you looking at yours there, Saucy?
I'm just going to turn mine around. Yeah,
Oh, you can flip it around? Thank you. Well, I'll do this. I'll do this after the...
Ick.
Yeah, I'll turn my mic off because it's going to really mess around. Other than that, Hawk, everything's great.
Good.
Everything's
Good,
great.
beautiful day.
You? How are you?
I'm doing great.
That's
you.
great.
Put 400 miles on my motorcycle this weekend.
You know what? It's so funny. Every time, on every nice day, especially here in the spring/summer, and I see some motorcyclists, I think of you.
Thank you.
I'm like, yep, Hawk's probably out riding and just enjoying life. Right now.
Man, yeah, I really did. I rode all over the place. That's the most I've ever ridden in one day on a motorcycle. It was great.
It's pretty cool.
Then I went to dirt track races last night, and that's fun.
Where was that? Super fun.
Over in Sauk Rapids at Granite City Motor Speedway.
Yes.
And
Great place.
had a blast last night. Just fun.
Was rubbing racing?
There's a lot of rubbing going on. Yeah. Did you go to the dirt track races ever when you were a kid, Ben Lieber?
No, I never really did.
We can change that.
Yeah.
I think you'd like it.
I'm not opposed to it. Did I go to one? I think I went to one in Kansas when I was visiting my in-laws.
Right.
But not in Vermilion. No. I mean, we went to the demo derby all the time.
Oh, yeah.
I love
yeah,
the demo derby.
That's fun. How
That's
could
the
you not?
best.
Yeah, it's fun.
But not the races.
Would you like
go.
to try it once? Would you like to try
I'd
the
go.
demo derby one time?
Yes, I would.
Well, I think we can make that happen.
Yeah, I'd like to
Let's
try
get
it.
you in a
What's
demo
that?
derby car. Smash 'em up derby.
Smash 'em up dirty.
I had a video game of that when I was a kid. That was
Yeah.
the best game.
Did
I've
they
ever
have a
played.
video game of
They had
that?
a demo derby video game. I just crash it in a car.
Did you always go with the station wagon?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
They also
you
have
gotta
another
go to the
game.
station
By
wagon.
the way, Hawk, this would be a good one for you, too.
Yes, sir.
If you haven't played it, Wreckfest.
Oh, yeah, I played that.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
so much fun. They have a demo derby mode in that one, too. It's just wrecking cars.
Speaking of adrenaline stuff, you guys, I'll be at the Duluth show with you guys on Friday.
Yes, sir.
So do we get
And-
you 3 times this week? Are you still here Thursday morning as
Yeah.
well? So Monday,
I
Thursday,
gotta
and
book-
Friday.
Wait, so you're going to be in Duluth for a non-power
Wait a
trip
minute.
reason, but you're going to still show up?
I
And
am.
Were you about to say that you were going to do something adrenalizing again? Because you jumped out of a plane
Yeah,
last
what do you
time.
do?
Yeah,
this
yeah.
year.
For the air show, I'm going up with the Thunderbirds on Friday afternoon.
Jeez.
A Ford Thunderbird?
A Ford Thunderbird. They got it to fly. Yeah, the
Wow.
Air Force got it to fly.
don't
It's
need
pretty
roads.
amazing.
Okay, so dumb question about the Thunderbirds. Are the Thunderbirds the ones that do the upside down stuff too, or are they just the
Sure.
really fast?
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And are you doing that?
Well,
or
I
they-
don't know. I guess I'm at the mercy of the pilot.
And you're fine with that though. If
Sure.
they go upside
Yeah.
down, loop to loops, you don't care.
No, I know for
Dude.
sure I'm probably going to throw up and I probably will pass out.
You'll
But
probably
I
piss
cannot wait.
yourself.
I can't wait for it.
Well, with all that pecker weight.
100%. Again, like we talk about with jumping out of a plane, that's why you're braver than the rest of us. If you would have asked me at 22 to do that, I'd say, let's go right now. Now, absolutely not.
Yeah, but I'm not going with some amateur.
It doesn't even matter.
You should.
I just don't have the stomach for it anymore. Don't have the balls
Yeah,
to
I
do it.
couldn't do it.
Yeah.
I would have 20 years ago. Now, no thanks.
Zach asked a great question, though. When did they take into account the weight of your pecker?
Yeah.
Well, I do. So I did get the itinerary, and I do have to meet with their like medical staff to go over things. So I will mention. I'll mention that. Look, guys, you might want to take into account the pecker.
Well, do you know
Let
that's
them know it's obtuse.
do you know that's what happened to Aaliyah? Is they checked the luggage weight and they're like, this is pretty close, but I think we're good. They didn't factor in the pecker weight of the crew, and that's why the plane crashed.
That does
Yeah.
happen, man.
And you can't just dust yourself off and try again. That's
Great
a plane
song.
crash.
Yeah, that's right.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Very well said.
Very well
and a
said.
great
That song,
song.
Whales.
Whales.
That
Yeah, so
little
I can't wait
bass
to
line
hang out with
sweet.
you guys. I probably won't be there until my normal time, like 6:30.
Yeah, it's
You
fine.
guys cool with that?
Yeah,
Come on in when you're ready,
At
baby.
least
All
you're
right.
coming over.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is nice because it doesn't matter where you stay. Sometimes it's just a quick drive over to visit the Power Trip Morning Show, even though if you're not technically there for the Power Trip.
No, I will get up and I will drive to you guys because I don't even have to be to the airfield until 9:30. But because I love you guys,
what a nice gesture,
and I love the people up there.
So the station's not paying for you to go.
That's nope. I'm paying my own way. Got my own hotel.
But you know what's great is the people there
Driving my
in
own way.
Duluth that like this show.
You can go your own way.
The fans will love to see you. Isn't that nice? And
I'd hope so, yeah.
And I love that you don't think you're above them, where it's like, I don't have time for random Duluth Power Trippers. That you're like, I'm going to go visit them and say hi to them and hang out with the fans.
I want to shake some hands and
what a nice attitude.
Yeah, hang out with the peeps and you guys.
And end scene. Hi, Muss.
Oh, what's going on, guys?
Hi, Muss.
I'm just now concerned about my pecker weight.
Is it a concern?
Well, I mean, now I'm like, okay,
You're fine, Muss.
what scale do I throw it on? I would like to know.
Yeah, I have to do it like how like they weigh a marlin. That's kind of how I have to
You got to
weigh
put a
mine.
hook through it.
Just hold you up on the side of the boat.
Ouch.
But now I want to know. Yeah,
We all do.
Well, you got the rest of the day.
Okay.
This is KFAN News with Chris Hockey.
Hi.
Presented by the St. Paul Saints.
That's right. Thank you to the St. Paul Saints. And let me tell you guys, the Twins are kicking some butt. How's it going for their affiliate? Well, not quite as great. But they did score 4 runs in the top of the 6th inning and got a 5-4 win over Toledo at Fifth Third Field.
Where can you watch that?
Well, that was in Toledo, but I'll tell you what. The Saints are back home to host Omaha starting tomorrow.
Hell yeah.
So let's get it on. Go on down to CHS Field. Always a beautiful day for a ball game. Thank you, St. Paul Saints. I don't care about that. How about this? The Rochester City Council wants to find ways to boost passenger numbers at Rochester International Airport. Did you guys know they had an international airport?
I guess it makes sense with Mayo.
That's what I thought too.
Yeah.
The city council will meet for a work session today to discuss why passengers are choosing other airports to start some of their trips. Passenger numbers following the pandemic are about half of what they were in 2019. A study being presented by to the council indicates that more direct flights to destinations that are not served by the airport could boost passenger numbers up to 33%. I can't imagine if they're flying out of there, why people wouldn't.
It's kind of a sneaky airport, by the way. Well, yeah, think about like the celebrities and dignitaries.
People came in,
worldwide that come in and they don't want people to know that they're there at Mayo.
I can't even picture where
That's
it's
a
at.
good point.
Yeah, I don't even know where it's at. And I've never even thought about, why would we here in the Metro think about flying out of there? But when they say they're international, is that just because they receive international planes or like they truly will fly nonstop Rochester to Mazatlan?
I would guess that they have to be capable of receiving a certain size plane in order for it to be an international airport. So I bet, I don't know.
I would bet a lot.
I think it's based on pecker.
Ben's G6, he can land it there.
It's a G5. It's a G5. I don't like
G-nickel?
this easy.
Yeah,
I don't
relax,
have the
boss.
G6 yet.
Yeah.
Be cool, wouldn't it?
Yeah. It'd be
awesome.
sweet.
It'd be the best. That is lottery winning's first buy. I don't care about houses. Just give me free access to a jet. I don't even have to own it. I just want to have access to it.
You
24/7.
join like NetJet, right?
Or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's it cost to get into the old NetJet?
Like $250?
A little bit more than yourboatclub.com.
Yeah.
Slightly more.
But you can go more places.
True. It's not just
So you looking it
Minnetonka,
up?
Yeah.
Prior Lake.
I wonder.
McDonald's is reportedly working on a new $5 value menu as customers pull back on fast food spending. Sources familiar with the move say the proposed meal could feature a McChicken or a McDouble, a 4-piece chicken nugget, fries, and a drink. This all comes after the CEO of the company recently stressed that McDonald's needs to be laser focused on affordability to attract diners.
You just said a 4-piece nugget meal with a fry and a drink, right?
And either a McChicken or a McDouble. Yeah.
Okay. I was going to say otherwise. That's just called a Happy Meal.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say
right.
too.
Which is already about $6.
So this says with a NetJet card, you get 25, 50, or 100-hour blocks of flight time, depending on which card you choose.
Okay.
and they generally start at $100,000 for a 25-hour block. Now, does that include, like, if you fly to Las Vegas, does the plane sitting there count as
I don't
hours?
think. I don't think
doubt
so.
it, because what if you go out there and you stay there for 3 months?
Yeah, good point.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Just 100,000. Huh?
That ain't so bad.
I actually think it's.
For
I actually
25
think
hours.
it's when. I don't know where I heard this. It's when the engines are on.
Right.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, if you are at a busy airport and you're waiting to taxi for an hour,
that counts.
That counts.
What if I buy 100 whatever for $100,000 and I just fly from here to St. Cloud and back for every gig that I play there?
Man.
Money well spent.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Wheels up, wheels down.
Yep.
Yeah,
Man,
Wheels Up
that
is
only cost me
another one,
15 minutes.
Right? Yep.
Man.
Sir, your flight card's running low. Yeah, we'll be fine. Just keep it in the air.
Sauce, you don't even work here.
What do you mean? I work here.
I was talking at the airplane company.
Oh, sorry, I wasn't.
So
playing
in your
along.
scenario, NetJets told Chris that his flight time was running low, and you said just keep it in the air. So they
Yeah.
mentioned this during the flight.
Yeah. Yeah, because he probably wants to go somewhere where there's some weird sex stuff going on.
So if he ran out of time midair, what would they do?
They'd throw him out.
Would they land?
No,
It's
they'd
like a
throw you
video
out.
game. It just stops. And
Yeah.
You got to wait to put quarters back in.
Yeah.
You've got 30 seconds to pump.
Those
more
were always the
quarters in.
games that I hated, by the way.
Yeah.
It's if you give me 3 lives and I die and I got to put more quarters in, fine.
Yeah.
But the ones where it was just like after a minute and a half, you had to decide whether you wanted to continue. Those were a scam.
Yeah, total
No,
scam.
take me out and then I'll pay more. What? Like a lot of those racing games, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. Crusin USA.
Crusin USA.
Oh,
you
yeah.
couldn't get to the end of the board without pumping in a bunch of money. I'm in first place, bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Who you
Cruisin
yelling at?
USA whale.
It was amazing.
did.
Yeah.
Remember watching that game going, this is the best video games are ever going to be. You
Nothing will
can't
be
get
better.
graphics better than
Yeah,
this.
look at the graphics on this
This
thing.
looks like San Francisco for real.
Yeah,
And
this
those
is
two ladies driving the car were super hot.
Yeah. God, you've been horny forever.
I've been horny forever.
Yeah,
You're
you
right.
have.
Even before I was born, there was an overwhelming feeling of horniness.
You were probably diddling in the womb.
My God.
Let me tell you. Let me tell you something, sir.
What? That I'm right?
A little self-diddling.
Well, that's. Yeah.
I didn't want to burst into this world.
playing with the cord. I wasn't talking about your mom.
Oh,
You sicko.
Oh,
poor
there's so many
Hog's
things.
mom.
Yeah, poor Hog's mom.
Somebody texted me who would know says it only counts when you're in the air.
Really?
Yep. Once you get up in the air is when the basically
Here's what I'm
the
going to do
meters
then.
start.
I'm going to buy $100,000 worth and make them drive me to St. Cloud.
Brilliant. Just drive it down. Yeah, that'd be great.
I didn't use a single minute, bitch.
Yeah, now drive me back.
I wonder
please
what
don't
you have
call me
to. I wonder what you have to tip the pilot and the staff. Like, do you have an attendant
I think
or
it's
no?
based on pecker weight.
Oh my God, you're horny today.
Why do you say that?
Let me ask you: are you horny today?
Well, sure.
Wouldn't it be sweet to be kicked off a plane because they were like, "I'm sorry, your pecker weight is just too
It's
much."
too much. It's excessive.
Let me tell you, it's a real hassle.
Yeah, that's why hockey doesn't join Wheels Up, man.
Yeah, real hassle.
So, Hawk, do you have a card? How do you tell everybody your
Oh.
pack? Do you just like?
You should see
Do
the
you
handicap
verbally-
sign I've got
Oh,
that I hang on my mirror.
It's registered.
Watch out.
Is it on your driver's license now?
Watch out, son. He's got to park here.
It's on the donor card.
Yeah, height, weight, donor,
Yeah.
pecker weight.
Yep, it's pretty incredible.
pecker weight.
Yeah. New York Police Department is hunting for the man who randomly punched actor Steve Buscemi in the face in the Kips Bay section of Manhattan. The 66-year-old Brooklyn native was walking on 3rd Avenue near 28th Street last Wednesday when police say someone walloped him in the face. Witnesses say Buscemi ran after his attacker because he's got the balls to do that, you know. Cops say he was treated at Bellevue Hospital for bruising, swelling, and bleeding to his left eye. Wow. Comes after Buscemi's Boardwalk Empire co-star Michael Stuhlbarg was hit in the neck with a rock while walking in Central Park on March 31st. His attacker was arrested. Somebody hates
What
that
is
show.
happening in New York City, man?
I don't know.
A lot of anger.
There's some
Women getting beat up for random reasons.
Yeah.
Now you can't even walk down the street without getting punched or
Yeah.
a rock thrown at you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think Steve Buscemi has crazy eyes now? Steve
Buscemi's great.
He's the best.
He's such a good
Always
actor,
great.
and he constantly will, because he loves Adam Sandler, just play the weirdest character in every Sandler film. He was like begging for McDonald's breakfast in that one. He's great.
His cameo in the final season of Curb was outstanding too.
Yeah.
That was a funny bit.
Yeah, it's so good.
What if the guy punched him because of the Adam Sandler movies? He couldn't take it anymore.
I mean, yes, they're not good.
I
They might
saw
have arrested
Grown-Ups too.
George.
Boom.
But he's son of a. He's the. I'm glad I called that guy. That's Buscemi. That's great.
Isn't he? That's a huge bitch. Is that him?
No. Rob Schneider?
Oh,
It's Rob
are
Schneider.
you okay?
I'm sorry, I punched the wrong guy.
You got too much.
Sorry, Steve.
Sorry, Steve.
Saw Sports is next.
Yeah,
It's
man.
all
Yeah, get
pretty
your
much
blanket
bad
together.
news because the Wolves just completely crapped the bed.
Yeah, we're going to mention that. I know people are tuned in to listen to our breakdown of the Wolves loss, but
I mean,
this is Den of Thieves and Spoils of War. They're pissed about the Wolves.
well, Sauce essentially MF'd him on Twitter for about 3 straight hours. We can go through some of that, and Sauce can break down why he's pissed. After this, Power Trip Morning Show, Fan.
The Fan.
Rock out to some of the greatest hits of the 90s at Hawk Fest. Catch some of the greatest hits from bands like Slipknot, Metallica, Linkin Park, Alice in Chains, and more from the Chris Hockey Band, Matt Kirkwald, and a band of heavy metal misfits when they take the stage at the Summerfield Amphitheater on June 1st. Tickets on sale now at themusicroom.com.
Yeah.
But caller 11 right now will win their way in with a pair of tickets. Call 1-800-220-5326 right now.
That'd be fun. I can't wait. I'm looking forward to it. So it's going to be the Chris Hockey Band playing my original stuff as the opening set. It's going to be great. We're going to do about an hour. And then Hawk Fest is going to start, and it's going to be me and Kirkwald and Ian Combs and Walt Powell and a cast of thousands playing the heaviest music you can think of. And I sang for the very first time the other day. I sang a Tool song for the very first time the other day, and it ain't easy. I can't wait to do it. It's going to be loud and ridiculous under the sunshine and the darkness with flames in the sky.
That's
just for fun.
It's tough to hit that Maynard note,
Yeah,
right?
it's tough. So I got it.
Are you okay?
Yeah, no, I just did it.
That was pretty good, actually. Like a computer.
Man, Tool whales.
Sure does.
Yeah, thanks.
Muss would hate it.
I don't think Lieber would like
He would probably hate it too.
Yeah, I
Like
love
it, if it's live.
Zach hates
It'd be fun live.
Yeah. Zach hates Tool.
I've seen them twice. 2 of the better concerts I've ever
Yeah,
seen.
correct.
They're unbelievable.
Well, imagine seeing it at Hawk Fest, done by
That
a
is true.
cast of heavy metal morons.
By the way, that's the band I have to see at the Sphere. I keep saying that the bands that I like aren't big enough to play the Sphere, which is mostly true. That's the one. If Tool ever plays the Sphere,
They
I'm
will.
going.
They will.
What
That's
if-
the one.
What if Rise plays there?
I'm not going to hold my breath.
Can we hear some Rise?
You don't have to hold your breath. You can breathe the
Yeah,
whole
you
time.
can breathe. Yeah.
Oh, thanks.
So is
Just
Maynard the guy that does not come out on stage? He stands in the back?
He kind of stands in the darkness,
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
back. He's just not about, like, look at me, look at me, look at me. It's
The
just
darkness
Which is
too bright.
basically, by the way, look at me, look at me.
kind of.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
It's try to
If
look
you
for
choose
me.
not to decide, you still have made a choice.
Yeah. So I think their kind of bit is they want people to truly know them for the music. That's why they were basically never in their music videos either.
And they're
Which is kind of fun to just be in a band that's that big and be, unless you are a diehard Tool fan, that's a band nobody, you could bring them down to TCO and go, who's this? They go, I don't know.
yeah.
Those are just a bunch of dudes.
You'd
no
know,
idea.
Right. You maybe would know Maynard, but the rest of you would be like, who the hell are
Don't
these
never
guys?
seen their faces because they're just either
the
not in their
drummer's
So
name?
then
music
why
videos
go
or-
on tour?
to rock the hell out of every place you
Cash.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the money is.
Cash.
Not everybody can
Well,
play
I
those
know.
songs.
Yeah, I get it. I get the money part of it.
Not everybody can play those songs. They are extremely difficult.
Extremely difficult.
Yeah, so it's I guess it's fun to see them. It's fun to see them do it.
I don't know. I just feel like if you're taking a stand against being in the spotlight, then why even go?
Yeah, well, it's a little
Why
bit
even
like
do
Daft Punk, right? Daft Punk wanted complete anonymity, right?
Yeah.
That's why they always wore that stuff. I think Tool's like got their toes in the water. Where
Their
I think
asses,
some
yeah.
people know. I mean, again, back in the day in the '90s, it's not like they played in the dark. They were on those festivals, and you could see them clear as day. I think as they've gotten older, it's like, who cares? We're not chasing
Gotcha.
fame anymore. We're already Tool. What's the difference?
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I think that I'm not trying to speak for them. I just think
they're
from
selling
afar,
the mystique.
Yeah,
I think
they'd
exactly.
appreciate if you're speaking for them in this way.
And
they don't want to speak themselves.
So that's the choice that Chris is talking about. Is I think they're like Prince. They know they're being different, and they like that they're being different.
Yeah.
But I still think they're doing it for the reasons I just said, but maybe not. But I'm sure Tool fans are going to tweet me and tell me I'm wrong, which is fine too.
So, Hawk, are you going to try to do the same thing, or are you going to be front and center of the stage?
I'm going to try to match the intensity of the actual artist in each song without like dressing up like them, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
Like when we do a POD song, I'm going to go out front and really jump around and have fun. But when we do the Tool song, I might stand in the back and let the band, let the music be the star.
Good call.
I might do
They're
that.
sweet live, man.
So good.
Yeah. I'm excited to try
You're doing
it.
Stinkfist, right?
We're doing Stinkfist,
Oh,
yeah.
man.
And we're doing Boom by POD, and we're doing My Own Summer by Deftones, and we're doing all kinds of fun songs, man.
What time will that be?
I think we probably go on about 9. I want the heavy metal band to go on when it's dark because I want to use fire.
Yeah.
Sweet.
I want it to
Are you
be-
doing any Rammstein?
No, we're not doing Rammstein.
Yeah, shut up.
Are you going to
Paul.
borrow the Vikings dragon that they can't even shoot fire out of
That
anymore?
sucks.
Because of the stupid ass
Was it-
Titans.
didn't they light something?
Yeah, the field caught on fire.
Yeah.
They
And
ruined
after
it for
that said,
everybody.
No more fire.
Something tipped over, and that's when it
Yeah.
started on fire.
One time.
Those idiots.
Somebody
Politics.
meat sauce it. Now the rest of us can't have fun.
Yeah.
Pay attention, meat sauce. Speaking of pay attention, sauce, you ready?
Yeah, of course.
It's your turn.
It's time for Fan 5 on the Power Trip, presented by All Around Property Preservation.
Thank you all around.
After a week of thinking we were going to win the championship,
Rosie.
Denver took over the series and smoked the Wolves 117-90 on Friday. Then last night they beat them 115-107 to tie the series 2-2. Ant had a monster game. He had 44. Joker had 35 and Denver shot 57%. Cat was terrible. Game 5 is tomorrow in Denver at 9:30. Denver is a 4.5-point favorite. Denver is now the favorite to win the series. The Wolves last week were plus 290, the second best odds to win the whole thing. They're now third at plus 750. Maxo?
Yeah, it was weird last night late. The problem was the defense and not the offense. They just kept trading buckets with Denver, and they couldn't really get in range. They got it down to 8, I think, with 5 minutes to go, and they finally got a stop, and then they just turned it over. It seemed like every time they started to get a little bit momentum, they'd cut it to 8, they'd cut it to 10. Then Nikola Jokic or whoever would hit a wide open shot because Denver just got a bunch of clean looks yesterday. They played really clean basketball offensively and defensively, and the Wolves didn't. I mean, Karl Anthony Towns was pretty brutal. Nickeil Alexander-Walker, pretty brutal. Everybody but not named Ant pretty much was pretty brutal. Mike Conley was all right. Naz Reid was all right. But the problem was really mostly the defense yesterday. They could not get any stops. Denver, I mean, my dumbass before the game was like, oh, there's no way Denver could shoot that well again. And then they did. So, like, they shot 60% almost from the floor, 60% almost from three-point. There's not a whole lot you can do about that, but I mean, they just got open. They're moving so well off the ball. Nikola Jokic watching him live it's honestly like I was shook. He might be the smartest basketball player I've ever seen.
He's so good.
He makes the right play every single time. I mean, even when he's wide open and he'll pass it, you're like, what the hell are you doing? And then somebody else is somehow even more wide open. So he was a killer. Jamal Murray was a killer in the first half. And I mean, yeah, pretty much nobody but Ant offensively really had it for the Wolves, and they just kind of seemed all scrambled on defense. Denver had them running. They're playing with pace now, so it seems like Denver's kind of figured something out with this defense, and the Wolves got to make some adjustments because I would say tomorrow is a must-win game. I don't know, must. Zacho, do you have any thoughts on that?
I would say it's a strong half.
So they got to win tomorrow, right, Zach?
Yeah. I mean, you don't gotta. It's a strong half.
They have to.
Friday, they ruined garage beers for us. We had a bunch of people over. But thank God for the Aurora Borealis, which still makes me giggle every time.
Why?
How high were you?
Because it just sounds dirty. And yeah. Because I'm 12. Always. Yeah.
Well, that's your
We got to
burden.
see the Northern Lights, which was cool. Which was great. Because the game was already over. But the thing is, Max, what I was interested in is that everyone's been talking about the depth that the Timberwolves have and coming off the bench. And our depth has been awful in the last 2 games.
Yeah, I mean, it just they haven't been, and that's the thing, they're getting looks. Like Nickeil Alexander-Walker is getting looks. Jaden McDaniels is getting looks because they're doubling Anthony Edwards. They're doubling Karl Anthony Towns. But we're just not cashing in on him. Naz Reid was okay, but like we're just not cashing in on the looks that they're getting, and they're making it seems like Denver was just gliding down the court, getting wide open shots, and the Wolves are just fighting tooth and nail to get one bucket, and it just you can't win against the champs like that.
So you mentioned adjustments.
Mm-hmm.
I think that is one of the more frustrating things about watching Game 3 to Game 4. It's like, all right, well, you expected the reigning world champs to come out in Game 3 after getting embarrassed in 2 games in Denver and trying something different offensively. We'll give them that game. But then what did we not make any adjustments? Did we not try to like look at the film and say like, all right, we got to change this up now. We have to counterpunch. Like, where was the counterpunching when it comes to our defensive setup? It just seemed like a repeat of Friday night.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. Denver kind of was just doing the same things that they were doing on Friday night. They're playing with pace. They're setting a lot of screens. They're getting guys in motions, and the Wolves just aren't playing with that same.
Confused. They look confused.
Yeah.
Like, what are you guys doing?
There's so many. I mean, from Game 2, where Denver had maybe more shot clock violations than I've ever seen a team have, certainly more than I've ever seen a really good team like the Nuggets have, to go to what was yesterday, where most of those shots are wide open, clean looks. Like I said before, multiple guys would be wide open on the same possession. So they're getting guys in motion. Denver's, they're a really good scheme team, but this Wolves defense is just not playing. Game 1 and 2, it was like, they got that dog in them. It was more like a pit bull kind of dog, but games 3 and 4, it was more like a Yo Quiero Taco Bell Chihuahua kind of dog in them. And it's frustrating to watch. And I just don't know what they can do outside of, because the guys they're getting clean looks on offensively. Just defensively, they haven't been able to get any stops. So it's really weird that the defense has been the problem over the last couple of games.
It's like we've forgotten that we're the best defensive team in the league.
Right. Like they're not playing with that intensity that they were playing
You just
with.
played a full regular season where you proved against a lot of teams, including Denver yourself. Like you've held Denver under 100 points several times, including the playoffs. And then all of a sudden now you get into the playoff crunch time and like you just forgot. Like you forgot how to play defense. You forgot what intensity feels like. I don't know, man. It's bizarre.
I think both teams have learned too. You can let the Joker get his points if the rest of the team doesn't kill you. I think the Nuggets learned the opposite last night. Go ahead and let Ant do whatever he wants.
Right.
Yeah.
If we can shut down the other guys, and especially Cat, they don't have enough. So let Ant score 44. Go for it.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. It's frustrating because, where is like the McDaniels, Alexander Walker? I guess Nas was okay yesterday.
Yeah, he was all right. Kyle Anderson.
Kyle needs a lot more.
Basically just went for a light jog.
Kyle Anderson is
0 rebounds, 0 assists, and 0 points, which obviously he's not a prolific scorer anyways, but he's kind of just been a liability, especially over the last 2 games. So it's really frustrating. And I do think foul trouble has played a little bit of a role in that. Obviously, the Wolves ended up with way more free throws than the Nuggets did yesterday, but in general, I think it's been disrupting their rhythm defensively. And this team is so much like the defense feeds the offense feeds the defense. So if one side of the ball gets disrupted, the other side tends to get disrupted as well. And they've been struggling with the whistle lately. So they can't really play clean basketball over the last couple games. And it's frustrating. But positive side, the away team is undefeated in this series, and we're heading back to Denver tomorrow. So hopefully that trend continues and the Wolves can go up 3-2.
And the Wolves haven't lost 3 games consecutively all year long. We'll see if that streak continues tomorrow night. But even on ESPN this morning, Kendrick Perkins was being asked about how did Rudy Gobert go from the Defensive Player of the Year to a defensive liability? Because it does feel like in the last 2 games, he hasn't played that well.
No, he is not.
And it's like you had the extra break off because of the baby and didn't play game 2 and weren't that great in game 3. Wasn't good again last night defensively. I don't know, man. And they're at the point now, too. This is like Hack-a-Shack. How many times did they throw it into Gobert? And he got fouled, and Gobert's high-fiving people like, nice pass. Yeah, I'm going to the line. And I'm sitting on my couch going, son of a bitch.
No, he's not going to make him.
If you don't dunk it, we're probably getting 1 out of 2, and that's a net win for the Nuggets.
Yes, correct.
We're at the point now where we almost shouldn't be passing it to Gobert unless it's an alley-oop dunk or he's just got to get rebounds.
Or it's another kick out. Like, it should be like, get it in just to set the rotation differently,
100%.
and then just find the open guy for a three.
And remember, we learned that last year. They tried to get him into the offensive flow, and then I think over the course of the offseason, they realized, let's not have the offense go through Gobert at all, because that's not going to work. That's not his strength. It's rebounds, blocks, and defense, and alley-oop dunks, and that's about it.
And he's not even getting those. He's not even getting the same putbacks that he was getting. And because Denver has been so good at running and having a guy leak out on the Wolves can't crowd the paint and get rebounds anymore. Right. They have to have a guy back there because Denver's killing them on the fast break. So it's extremely frustrating to watch. And yeah, you mentioned it, Corey. The Wolves they missed 9 free throws yesterday. They lost by 8.
Yeah. And the difference again was the small stretch that Ant wasn't on the floor.
Yeah, they lost by 13 points.
Yep, as everybody has already said this morning, when Ant was on the floor, the Wolves won by 5. When he wasn't, they were down 13, and he played 45 minutes. So essentially, the 3 minutes that he wasn't on the court was the difference. And arguably, of course, the whole game changed, not just with the 26-4 run in the first half, but specifically the final 20 seconds of the first half, where they scored 8 points. Right, especially you get the dunk, and then Alexander Walker tries to just chuck one to half court to get something going, and Jamal Murray picks it off and drills a 55-footer. It's like, we were just down single digits. What just happened? That was, what a gut punch right before halftime.
They just killed us.
That was
hideous.
Not fun. Yeah. I didn't go to either game. Did Red Panda perform at halftime of either?
No idea.
I don't know.
I didn't see. I've been doing the Instagram Live bit at halftime, so I did not see if I performed at.
Because if she hasn't, that is an egregious mistake.
I think she did in the first series for sure. But every
series.
Well,
every series, get the Red Panda at halftime. Let's go.
At least we're going to have a game 6.
Let's go.
Yeah, at least we're going to have a game 6.
So how does it work? Denver, back here, Denver?
Yep.
It just alternates now, back and forth?
Yeah. Best of 3, basically, from here on out, and Denver has 2.
Game 7 is Thursday or Sunday.
I like our odds.
And all the games are at midnight, right?
Hello.
More of the Power Trip Morning Show with Ben Lieber, Mike Muss Bet after this on The Fan.
The Fan.
Let's go. It ain't over yet, ladies and gentlemen. I know you woke up this morning, you felt like it was over. It ain't over yet. Football season's just around the corner. We're going to get to Vikings news in a moment. And there are still at least 2 games left, and probably 3 for your Wolves to pull this thing out. And we're going to look back on this little road bump and go, remember when we gave up on our team and they told us, nah, we're not dead yet? That's the way I see it.
Talk about it.
Muss and I were just talking. We got it all figured out. Here's how they're going to turn it around. They're going to remember the face of their fathers and play defense again like they did in Game 3.
Wait a minute.
Game 2.
You and Muss were talking about
basketball. We're talking about basketball and adversity and all that kind of stuff.
Adversity and then university.
University of Phoenix.
Bets.
Yeah. Golf bets.
Wednesday. Hawk, are you in?
Not at the moment.
Are you in on the golf
bet?
bet?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yes, I am.
I'm still on the fence. I don't know about that.
Lieber's out.
Get off the fence.
You're out? Completely?
Yeah, I'm out. Is that okay, Zacho? Are you okay with that?
Here we go.
Bring it
Is
down.
that fine? Is that fine for you?
Bring
Or
it
do I
down.
have to over-explain myself again?
Well, you lost so much in the first one. I figured, I changed my mind. Totally understand.
Well, I'm definitely out of the next race bet because you guys didn't include me.
Maxx, how do you feel about that?
Always wins.
You're not supposed to tell that on public radio.
Wow, you guys
I had
didn't
money on
include me in
Maxx.
this?
I had money on Maxx.
This was something we did privately. We didn't talk about this publicly.
A race bet?
Yeah,
my God.
the NASCAR bet.
Oh, God, that was...
And I had to pick dead last only because I wasn't included. And Zacho talked to me the day before. He talked me into being in the bet.
Yeah, but
and didn't include me.
What did you lose?
Nothing.
As much as Lieber did?
Oh.
$0.
I still bet. I stood up.
I got to be honest. Watching a Daytona 500 or Talladega on a Sunday is way more interesting than watching
It just
golf.
is. I'm sorry, but it just is.
Yes.
Nobody can die on a golf race.
No, are you kidding me? Oh,
1,000%.
they're going.
Not major golf.
They got 3
Not
cars
major golf.
going.
Regular,
Oh my
like
gosh.
the Wells Fargo last week? Nah, I'm with you. Not major golf.
The
Major
last-
golf events are
I
the
don't
best.
know. I don't
NASCAR is
know.
only good at the very end.
What did you say, Hawk?
Well, it's the same thing with golf.
I don't know. What
Not
you're saying.
really. No, golf is very entertaining and fun to watch.
Even if it's a major, just turn it on the last hour.
Yeah.
If it's even close. Like I'll just check my phone. Like, oh, there's actually going to be somebody like 2 people vying down the stretch. Okay, maybe I'll turn it on. Most of the time, it's like, okay, this guy's up by 5 shots on a Sunday. Who cares?
Isn't it fun though
What
to watch
happened to
golf
you?
because you actually play golf, but you're not a NASCAR driver.
He drives every day.
Yeah, sure. 494.
Don't you drive
Congratulations.
every day?
He
I
weighs
drive every day.
200 pounds, most of it in his right foot.
Yeah. I'm closer to a NASCAR driver than I am a professional golfer.
Thank you. That's right. Amen, brother.
Let's go.
I can
listen to the Hulkster.
It is easier for me because we all do everyday driving. I can assimilate myself to a NASCAR driver
You're not
way
even
more than
driving a NASCAR type vehicle.
more than I can.
Oh, you're driving
PGA
a Camry?
player.
Oh, come on.
You don't know what he drives.
Camry.
Leave the boy alone.
What is happening?
Yeah, first you were making Nick's race bets.
Yeah, you're making race.
I would like to see Lieber drive a Camry. That's a
Why?
good bid. I don't know, just see what it looks like.
I rented a Prius for like 3 months in San Diego.
And
It was the best.
was it really?
It's fun.
Well, yeah, because in California you can be a single driver in the HOV lane, and so I thought it was going to be really cool. And I rented a because when we would go out to San Diego in the off season from here, we just take one car and then we just rent one while we're out there. Long term rental is actually way cheaper than you think. And I got a Jeep one time. Like, ooh, this is going to be cool. I'm going to get a Jeep. And it was the worst ride I've ever been in. Super loud.
You didn't like that whip?
Well, here's the other deal. My head was touching the roll bar thing. And I couldn't not like adjust the seat to like hit the roll bar.
Oh, yeah.
So I got out of that within like 2 days, rented a Prius and loved it because I could just fly on the interstates on the HOV lane.
Yeah, if you're too tall, I mean, I understand. It's the same reason Rosie has to have the exit row on a plane.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
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 Or else he won't go.
Same reason I have to sit in the middle of the plane because all the pecker weight. I can't unbalance the plane.
Again, I love the people that just tuned in.
Yeah, that just
and thought that was out of nowhere.
What?
What just happened?
Who just said what?
I think he said the weight. Yep.
Yeah.
That's right.
It's the reason that he can't bring a carry-on.
That's right.
Yeah.
I do. Technically, I bring it with me everywhere I go. My wayward son.
Oh, all right. Thanks, Kansas.
You guys want to do some Vikings news?
It's time for Vikings news on the Power Trip, presented by
You know what, Ben? So they, the Vikings are putting out these Instagram videos of J.J. McCarthy from rookie minicamp.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Calm down, Zach. I know he's big on the message boards. Isn't it crazy? I know, I have no idea if he looks amazing or terrible, but you watch the quote highlight reel that the Vikings put out, you're like, God, that guy throws a tight spiral. He's going to throw 90 touchdowns this season. I mean, the highlights, he looks legit. Those are the highlights.
Yeah, those are highlights.
He can spin it.
But man, when he throws it well, I mean, it's a good looking ball.
Yeah. I will say this.
Doesn't that go for every quarterback, though, I guess?
Yeah, Trey Lance looks great when he's in shorts throwing a football,
Not on the message boards.
Not necessarily there.
Zach would.
No, the thing is, like, everything was very positive coming out of the Vikings rookie camp. And not just from the physical stuff, but I think that what really matters, I think the most, especially with that position, I mean, maybe not the most, that's a little hyperbole, but the way that he jumps in and it seems like the instant charismatic leader. Even the guys on defense are talking about how much fun it is to compete against him. He makes it fun for practice. He's talking trash to those guys. He's setting up, bets where, they've got to run sprints if, throws 3 interceptions or 3 incompletions or whatever. It's like he's doing things already that I think is just like, this is what a leader does. This is what a leader of a football team does. And so don't really care right now how physically he's doing. I do think it's interesting where he threw a pick 6 in practice, and he even made the comment, yeah, I mean, I got to adjust. The speed at this level is much, much better. I'm like, buddy, this is rookie minicamp. Like this is not veteran mini camp. So like, yeah, you better adjust real quick because the windows close even faster here in a couple of weeks when the veterans get involved. So, it's definitely going to be a learning curve. But all things basically positive out of rookie minicamp. And contrast that, and I was talking to Sauce about this, if you guys paid attention to what is going on in the Patriots world with Drake May, and the only reason I bring it up is because, we didn't know which one the Vikings were going to take and what they were going to do. And it's not necessarily as positive. Like, I know that they can pick headlines here and there, but Gerard Mayo basically saying, they asked him how he performed. He's like, he's got a lot of work to do. We know he's got a lot of work to do. It's like, wow, that's what you led with? Like, you couldn't say, had a great practice today, some things to clean up on. Like, even just the coach speak, it's like right out the gate, yeah, he's got a long way to go. It's like,
but didn't they know that going in, though, too? I mean, that was kind of everybody's take is that Drake, out of all of the quarterbacks, had a little work to do. Where he places his feet, his footwork, his throwing motion.
I just don't think that you come out the gate in the first weekend and be like, he's your first pick. He's the number 3 overall pick. Right. It's not like he was a third rounder. Yeah. I just thought it was a little like, oh boy, if I'm Drake May, I wouldn't necessarily love to hear that from a head coach. Like, of course I need to like learn the game and I got some things to work on, but you couldn't say much more positive things about me.
How was the speed for you when you were going in and you're playing with the Chargers? I mean, well, we know his speed.
My speed was my speed, not very fast.
But like the speed of the game. How did that translate from K-State?
Super fast. Because the difference for me in that system in San Diego was I was a more on-the-ball linebacker, not to get into the weeds, but we played a lot more under defense, so I was lined up against the tight end on the outside in a 9 technique. So the reaction time has to happen so much faster. I have to read the block and the release and the angle of the tight end to tell me what's going on, everything, They could fake a block and go out for a pass, and then I have to make an adjustment like immediately. They could try to reach me on an outside run, which I have to adjust. They could down block, and then I got to look down the line to see another blocker coming at me, whether it's the fullback or a backside lineman. Like, the reaction time at the line of scrimmage was like, whoa. Yeah. Like, this is real fast. So, yeah, I definitely felt it, and it took me a while. But keep in mind, I'm a quick learner.
He is.
I started my second day in camp. So there you go.
Yeah. Okay. Take that, Muss.
Nice flex.
Here's KOC on working with JJ Mack.
Keeping it pretty tight for right now as a group, but JJ is getting a little bit more. A little bit extra here and there, a little bit. Stacking some things together for him. So when Monday comes around, that's the way I'm kind of looking at this weekend. This weekend is really about preparing him to then step in with the full group next week, and then a week from there we start our first OTA with the whole group. So
what does that mean then? Do they have everybody in today? Because he said Monday, and then next Monday.
I think that they can start doing. I think they can start doing more coach install meetings with coaches.
Oh, okay.
More classroom stuff. I think starting this week, more so than they did before, is my impression.
And here's JJ Mack himself talking about his progress.
Starting from the foundation up, really getting down the formations, the motions, the personnel, the general info like cadences and just how to manage the huddle. And then you get into the concepts with, Coach O'Connell, Coach Phillips, Coach McCown, Coach Udinsky. We did a great job, going on Zoom earlier before I got here. So being able to digest it slowly, incrementally has been great. But yeah, just can't wait to keep learning and continue to grow.
Ben, when the vets do show up, what group does he start with? The third team?
Maybe. It's possible. I mean, it's very possible that he's just got to truly earn his stripes. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if you can put him at the number 2 spot right now. And I certainly don't think that you can put him as the starter. He's not going to get starter reps. No. Not with Darnold being here. I mean, it's right now to me, it's Darnold. And then, it wouldn't surprise me if he was the number 2 guy, but I would actually think I wouldn't, I could see him going. But I think
tomorrow.
I really think for the path going forward, I really think for him to like start at the bottom, like whatever that bottom is, and just work your way up. Like
That's what I do.
Earn every rung on that ladder, and then if you can get to the starting spot, then great.
So for now, you see J.J. McCarthy as a bottom.
Zach.
Is that what you're saying?
Zach.
That's not really for me to answer, Zach. Can I defer to you?
Zach.
He can be whatever he wants to be.
What are the chances we ever get McCarthy on this show now?
He's going to...
We scared him away.
Yeah.
On all depth charts that I've been looking at.
Depth charts?
Why are you looking at that?
Charts.
Jesus.
What's your deal?
Boy, I'm glad I called that guy.
Really?
King Kong Bundy.
But no, they have him at number 1.
Not King Kong Bundy, the other Bundy.
You mean
Sorry.
Ted?
Yeah, that's the one.
Like the wrestler.
Sorry.
King
Is that right?
King
Yeah,
Kong.
no, seriously, I was looking it up, and it was like, oh my gosh.
Oh my God.
They don't even have Darnold as number 1. They have
my
J.J.
God.
McCarthy.
Is that ESPN or something?
Oh my God.
That can't be the Vikings official.
No,
depth
there
chart.
hasn't
Our
been.
lads, a bunch of different ones that I've looked at.
Well, let's take a look-see.
Yeah.
Let me see. 24 parts, the 5 things in my mailbag, draft, all press releases, videos. Where's the depth chart?
I bet they don't have
Go
one.
to our lads.
Team.
Our
Depth
lads definitely has it at number 1.
chart. Oh, there's no depth chart yet.
You can't
well,
find the
no,
depth chart.
there's no depth chart.
Yeah, I can't find a death chart. I had a death chart one time. I thought it was over.
Oh, God, your dad was
Yeah,
proud.
you know what
He
I'm
is
saying?
right. On our lads,
Yeah,
McCarthy
he's
is
number
the
one.
starter.
Okay.
You guys can just skip that I said I had blood in my shirt?
No, I said your dad was proud.
You're number
I said
1 on
out.
my depth chart.
What are you,
heard
at the
it.
auto show?
Oh,
Why would
that
he be
was
proud of
you.
that?
He's proud of it.
Why would he be proud of me having a bleeding anus?
You'd be surprised, but Sauce is right. I had a lot of pride in that because I thought I had a little piece of that. I thought I had something to do with it.
Ugh, I wouldn't want a piece of that.
But don't say that.
Yeah, don't. Please don't.
This show is extra dumb today because we're trying to distract ourselves from the nightmare that was the Minnesota Timberwolves Game 4 against the Nuggets. It sucked.
Terrible.
So we've talked a little bit about it. We're trying to avoid it because it was an absolute nightmare.
We're gonna talk more about it next, so we're gonna break it down all the way down.
Power Trip Morning Show fan.
This is Cosmic Orphan and Raise the Alarm. Cool song.